Despite not garnering as much attention this season as some of the league's other superstars, there's still a legitimate argument to be made that Luka Doncic is as valuable as any player in the NBA. I feel that all too often the media gets lost in trying to find the league's next big thing. I feel that sometimes the media gets so lost that it overlooks what's right in front of our face. Even though Luka Doncic missed a decent part of the regular season due to injury, since the start of February, he's been on an absolute tear, taking his game to a whole new level. In February, Luka Doncic averaged 34.7 points per game on 45.7% from the field. 11 rebounds per game, 9 assists per game. But of course, that's become the norm for Luka Doncic. I mean, on the season, this guy's averaging 28, 9, and 9. You want to know what really gets me though? In February, he averaged 41.7% from the three-point line. Luka is one of the league's most underrated slashers. If he starts consistently knocking these tough threes down at a high clip, then I'm really not sure how you could stop this guy. I've always thought that Luka's three-point percentage was a bit of an aberration because it really doesn't speak to how good of a shooter that Luka really is. Luka takes some of the toughest shots of anybody in the NBA. When Luka is wide open, he knocks threes down at 42.2%. I've always thought that percentages with no context could be a little misleading. For example, Stephen Curry shooting 37.8% from deep this season only tells a fraction of the story. Guys, this video we have a ton to dive into, but first, let's get a word from our sponsor. A lot of you guys might not know this about me, but I am the biggest live music fan on this planet. Now that's probably an overstatement, but just hear me out. I love live music, I love the vibes, I love the positivity, I love all of that stuff. With that being said, there's this concert coming up, J Balvin. I love J Balvin, this guy makes amazing music. With this J Balvin concert coming up, I needed to find the best way to get a fairly priced ticket. That's where SeatGeek comes in. SeatGeek is the sponsor of today's video, and they're also an amazing ticketing app. Whether it's concerts, baseball, basketball, football festivals, or more, SeatGeek puts tickets from all over the web in one place to make buying super simple. I've got the app on my phone, and they're by far the easiest way to buy tickets. SeatGeek is so clutch, they even let you know what type of deal you're getting when you get it. Now the best part is, if you guys want to come see J Balvin with me, which would be incredibly gas, SeatGeek has you covered. Just use code DCOOP for $20 off tickets with SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase when you use code DCOOP. For everybody interested, make sure you click the link in the description to download the app today. When the Mavericks made the blockbuster trade that brought in Kristaps Porzingis from New York back in 2019, many expected that he would thrive in the Mavericks system alongside Doncic. The thought process was, with a progressive coach like Carlisle, how could they fail? Well, while they definitely never failed, I don't think that the experiment reached its potential. Now, that's not to say that Kristaps didn't improve a ton this year under head coach Jason Kidd. It's more to say that the fit of Luka and Kristaps always felt a little unnatural. On top of that, even when it felt natural, it's hard to discard the fact that Porzingis only played 134 games over the course of 2.5 seasons with the Dallas Mavericks. That's just 64% of the total number of games that he could have played in, and that's only 63 games alongside Mavericks star Luka Doncic. Then don't get me started on the role conflict and all of that stuff. Now don't get confused, Kristaps is a great player, especially when he's healthy and locked in. But to be blunt, the best ability can be availability. When the Mavericks traded Kristaps Porzingis and a protected second-round pick to Washington for Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans, many thought that this was the Dallas Mavericks looking towards the future. And look, I'm not going to say that it wasn't. It's just that so far, the move also looks like it has plans for the present. While I'm not a major fan of Bertans' contract, I understand the upside of it.
You got traded, it was like, where? Dallas. I was like, okay, good.
And you could say that I also understand the upside of Spencer Dinwiddie. Since being traded to Dallas, Dinwiddie has been proving exactly how much he's worth.
By Goran, but the shot making, he had missed his first 3 threes, and he's had monster threes in this second half.
March 5th versus the Kings, there would be no Luka Doncic. And with Spencer Dinwiddie, there would be no problem. Versus the Kings, Dinwiddie would go on to drop 36 points. He would also go on to dish out 7 assists. These numbers would be a welcome sight for Luka Doncic. Why? Because he's somebody that has some of the most dense gravity in the league. Remember when I told you guys that Luka was shooting over 40% on wide open threes? Well, the chances are that he'd welcome anybody that could help him get more open looks. Since arriving in Dallas, Dinwiddie's been averaging around 20 points per game. Dinwiddie has looked great. If Bertans' shot starts to look great, then watch out.
Okay, good.
Bertans is a 6'10" guy who has shown the ability to shoot 40% from 3 on some serious volume. This guy is not afraid to take any shot, and I mean that. It feels like so many of his shots are heat checks, even if he's not hot, that it's actually fun to watch. While we're talking about players that are fun to watch, have you guys seen the bag that Jalen Brunson has? This guy's going to be pushing 20 points per game sooner rather than later. The fun thing about Brunson is even though he has this ridiculous bag, even though he's so talented, he uses it in the best way possible. What I'm trying to say is that this guy is very efficient. He's shooting 50% from the field on the season and 37% from 3. Did I mention that this guy is only 6'1"? While 6'1" isn't short at all, by the standards of the NBA, it's definitely not tall. While we're talking about size, let's take things back to Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is truly a 6'7", 230-pound point guard. Luka's one of the best scorers in the league, and he's currently 4th in assists.
He's a huge dude, man.
Man, where's that love for MVP? What I love about Luka is the way that he plays the game. Despite being a very good athlete, he might not always overwhelm you with his athleticism. But hey, every now and then he does like to remind everybody that he's still got it. Luka changes speeds and directions insanely well. You add that with a devastating first step, and he's a tough cover for anybody, even some of the best defenders in the game today. Luka is so good at using his body. He's so good at getting to where he wants on the basketball court. The thing that is truly demoralizing for defenders is that even if you play the best defense possible, he still has the ability to hit every single shot. But I mean, hey, what else would we expect from somebody that's been doing this since they were a kid? It's so crazy to me because the Mavericks are flying under the radar something vicious. I think the Mavericks are truly a team that nobody wants to face in the NBA playoffs. The Mavericks are currently 6th in defensive rating, right behind the Miami Heat, who are known for what exactly? You know what, since we're talking defense, we have to take this portion of the video to shout out Dorian Finney-Smith. This guy is incredibly versatile. On top of his versatility, he's been an absolute marksman, shooting 38% from downtown. While the injury bug has bitten the Mavericks this season, they have the pieces, they have the defense, and most importantly, they have Luka Doncic, a player who, in my opinion, was built for the playoffs.
He's a huge dude, man.
And is capable of carrying any offense. With this guy, I really do think that you always have a chance. Just get the stops, hit shots, give Luka a chance to do what he does. It's easy to forget that this guy is averaging 33.5 points per game in the playoffs, while dishing out 9.5 assists and 8.8 rebounds. As of late, the Dallas Mavericks have been playing some of their best basketball, and so is Luka Doncic, who appears to be in much better shape than he was to start the season. Does anybody else remember those reports of Luka being 260?
I know I gotta get better.
The crazy thing is, regardless of if those reports were true or not, Luka himself admitted that he had a long summer. The Olympics took a lot out of him. He relaxed a bit, maybe too much.
You know, I had a long summer. I think I relaxed a little bit.
But hey, the important thing is that he was able to get back on track. Let me know what you guys think of everything. Clicking the video on the screen right now is a great way to support my channel. I'm Get Like Coop, bringing you guys the scoop. Until our next upload.